Hello, everybody. Welcome to Streaming Superstars. I'm really excited to interview the wonderful Sam Sheffer. This interview, I will be talking to him about content creation and live streaming. He's pretty famous, pretty big. He knows Casey Neistat, he knows David Dobrik, many more, but he also knows me. Yes, me, Sammy Superstar. So let's get started with this amazing interview. How are you doing, Sam, tonight?
I'm doing great. I just went to the gym.
Yeah,
I have some water on my desk. And I gotta say, Sam, it's been a few months at least since I've sat down and been
yeah,
interviewed, where I feel like I usually am the one asking questions
yeah.
to people, but it's nice to sort of be on that other end. Also, the
Yeah,
sun
totally.
looks like it's coming out right now, as you can maybe
Yeah.
see in the stream. But we are also geographically, not super far apart, right? You're in New Jersey, I'm in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always
And
cool.
we're both named Sam.
Also, yes, we are both named Sam. Sam, take it away, man. Question number one. Let's go.
Who inspired you to do content creation?
um, the honest answer is Casey Neistat. I mean, that
I
that is
think
the
everyone.
that is the true honest answer. But um, who inspired me to do content creation full time? Because I wasn't I wasn't always a content creator. It kind of just worked with the timing because I had a few media jobs. I worked at Engadget, I worked at The Verge, I
Yeah.
worked at Mashable, and I made content. Content was made with me in it. I made content I wasn't a one man machine at these places. Verge had a huge video team. Mashable also had a pretty big video team. Um, and so I sort of figured we're talking 2017 where my friend Casey was seeing major success on YouTube as what we now refer to as an independent content creator YouTuber. Um, and people like Marquez are just like these singular individuals that were effectively their own brands. They were able to do it themselves. And maybe it was just a coincidence that I had just hit
Yeah.
50,000 subscribers on YouTube at the
Wow.
time when I left the job, when I left Mashable, my last full time
Yeah.
job. Now I'm a full time YouTuber, content creator. Yeah, so I guess my answer for you, Sam, is definitely Casey, but just it felt like the landscape was in a good place where if I jump ship, I think that I could make it work. And here we are, 5 year. I'll be celebrating
Years.
5 years as an independent content creator in like July or August. It's crazy.
That's amazing. That's
Thank you,
amazing.
Sam. Thank
Now,
you.
how old did you quit your job
Ooh,
and
at what
do
age did you quit your job to do
full
YouTube
time
full time?
content?
um, I mean, now with my beard and these non-prescription blue light glasses, I feel like I actually look how old I am. Um, so I'm 31. I'll be 32 in June.
Yeah.
I quit my job when I was 27, which
Wow.
at the
Yeah.
time felt like it was a good time to I can I'm only 27. I don't have insane liabilities in my life. Where number one, I don't have a car in Manhattan, so I don't know, that's just one thing that comes to mind, but it just felt like an opportune time at age 27. It's not because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm 27 years old, I'm going to quit my job. But I got my start when I was 19, and never did I think that I would, it wasn't like I never doubted myself. It just, I never really sort of thought hey, I can be this content creator with a social following, on most of the major platforms. But yeah, it was 27 and now I will be 32. Crazy.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, how did you meet all these amazing people, these amazing content creators?
How did I meet all of these people? What sort of people do you mean?
Like Casey, David, Dan Mays, all these pretty big names that have millions
Um
of subscribers.
um I think just honestly having those jobs, being sort of tied from a, social media perspective where I am I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, where I am Sam from The Verge, and that gives me some sort of credibility on the internet,
Yeah,
and after that was Sam from Mashable. So kind of just like along the way, I remember bringing Marquez to the Verge or did I bring Marquez to the Verge office? I remember seeing Marquez in the Verge office when he was like 21,
yeah,
22.
yeah.
So I sort of met Marquez through the Verge. I met Casey
Very nice.
because I was working at the Verge. It honestly was those jobs, I think, and like even more like I met Joel Zimmerman Deadmau5 through Mashable.
Yeah,
It was just like sort of the access that I had because I worked there. And then going to Mashable even more. David through Casey, Dan Mace through Casey. But what's nice, Sam, is you know maintaining those relationships over the years.
yeah.
These people are, to think that I've been friends with Casey Neistat since 2015, 7 years,
14. Yeah,
feels a little crazy.
that's
But
crazy.
I owe that credibility to those websites, to those previous jobs that I had.
Yeah, totally. Have you ever felt like you didn't want to do any content? Have you ever
Oh
felt
man.
that
Oh man. Like in terms of like burnout or, something like
burnout or
that.
yeah,
Yeah, there are definitely I'm just reading the chat right now. There are definitely times, Sammy, where I'm like, man, what would it be like if I just wasn't on Twitter and if I just wasn't a content creator and if
totally.
I wasn't posting videos and if I just lived in, I don't know, Milwaukee, and I just like I worked at I was a barista at a coffee shop and whatever. I have 300 Instagram friends. Like, I sort of do think about that from time to time, but I think more so, I think now than ever,
Yeah,
the the engagement's great, like I do these live streams as well, and the engagement, like the community, the as I said, when was it, yesterday or today, the nucleus, the sort of like core, you know the
core
people, excuse me,
people.
that are interacting with me on Twitter, that are, the few thousand people that like my Instagram posts. Like it's cool to have a core group, an audience. I
Yeah.
definitely don't take that for granted. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, what would it be like? But then I'm like, no, I live in New York. This is what I do.
What is one tip that you would give to someone that's just getting started
To a
as
content
a
creator that
content
is just
creator?
getting started, I would say, Colin goes woodworking Sheffer. Yeah, maybe. Um, I think, hmm, I would say first ask yourself why do you want this? Like
Yeah,
really, what are you doing this for? If it's like to get an audience, okay. If it's to make a business and make money, okay, bike Courier Sam on a boosted board. Dude, I've thought about that. No joke, doing Uber Eats on a boosted board and see like fastest delivery in New York City. So yeah, maybe joking, maybe not, but I've definitely thought about that. I would say, why ask yourself, why are you doing this?
yeah,
And once you sort of figure that out, it's like, just make sure you're having fun with it, honestly. Like,
totally.
I am having so much fun doing the live streams, and I have found joy in making content over the last 5 years as a full-time content creator, YouTuber, and previously as well at Mashable, at The
Yeah.
Verge, where, there was an opportunity for me to go up against Shaquille O'Neal in an Oreo dunking contest. And Sam, I think if
Wow.
you ask anyone on planet Earth, they would deem that as fun. So yeah, if I had to give you one
Wonderful.
answer, I would say it's a two-part answer. Ask yourself why, and then just have fun with it. Like,
Yeah.
don't rush, don't expect to be the next viral sensation, but I think if you can enjoy your own content and you're having fun with it, I think you're doing something right.
Totally. Who inspired you to do live streaming? Because I know you started that a couple years ago, then you helped with Casey streaming, and now you're going back to streaming on YouTube. Before it was Twitch. Yourself?
I have had a fascination with live streaming
Yeah.
for forever, honestly. I never went live on Justin TV, but I knew what it was.
Yeah.
I was working at The Verge in this is early early 2015. I was at South by Southwest. That is a music, tech, and movie film festival in Austin, Texas that happens every year. And I was working at The Verge
Yeah.
at the time. And I remember Meerkat was this live streaming platform because it was like iPhones were like not kind of new. iPhones were still, this sort of like new-ish thing. And
Newish.
it was like, oh, you have all of your apps on your iPhone, and oh, there's this new app that is this live streaming app where you can just go live, and
Yeah.
it was like tied into Twitter's API. So like that was intriguing to me. And Sam, it really just comes down to this fundamental idea of
Yeah.
broadcast
Cool.
being democratized, where any Joe Schmo with a camera, with a phone even now, can just boom, hit go live, and you're broadcasting to 1 or a million people. And
Totally.
I vividly remember being in, maybe there's some people that are watching this live stream that maybe remember that live stream from 2015. I went live a few times from Austin, and it was like, there was like 70 viewers, 80 viewers. And I just thought to
Wow.
myself, like, holy moly, in my hand is this broadcasting tool that anyone around the world, if they are, if they were on Twitter at the time, if they had access to this URL, you can watch. You don't need to like
Yes.
turn on your TV that you're paying for a cable subscription and flip to the right channel and see some like, lights, camera, action type thing. And then Sam,
Totally.
very quickly, Twitter basically destroyed Meerkat. They like removed some back end ability for them to like
Yeah.
whatever. And then Periscope came out. And oh boy, that was a ride. Here's a little anecdote for you, Sam. This article actually exists still. I feel like I've pulled it up before on my stream, but the day Periscope came out, it was like March 29th or something. There was a fire a block and a half from me in the East Village. The day
Wow.
Periscope came out, I went onto my roof. I think my very first, I think I tested it out in the office that day because I was working at The Verge.
Yeah.
And this was again right after the hype with Meerkat. I went on my roof, hit go live on Twitter or on Periscope, which was then posted onto Twitter. I agree, Luther. And all of a sudden, I was broadcasting to people around the world this like smoke, from a fire in New
Smoke.
York City. I was just like, man, this is really, really powerful. This feels like this is, something potentially game changing in terms of social media. And here we are 7 years later.
Years.
And I think the numbers on Twitch, I think what we've seen with Ninja, with Shroud, with what happened with Mixer, with what
Yeah.
happened to, Dr. Disrespect, Courage, Valkyrie, Ludwig, just this notion of streaming feels like it is definitely a thing now. And I did roughly 1,000 broadcasts on Periscope over the however many years it was. So yeah, I just sort of I had a deep personal fascination with it. Yes, Jason, it was in the East Village, exactly. So someone remembers. There you go.
Wow. OG here.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah. So, have you ever
Mm,
had to overcome a challenge as a content
mm,
creator?
mm. Yeah. I think there's challenges every day, Sam. Whether or not they're like, sort of like total paralyzing challenges
Yes.
or just like, and Marquez talks about this like as a content creator, as a YouTuber, as an Instagrammer, as a TikToker, as a tweeter, as a, maybe once a month Snapchatter, um, you know, running a business as a content creator involves doing I would say literally 5
Everything.
different jobs. Exactly, everything. Literally everything. So there's challenges every day. I would say probably my biggest challenge um was probably this like notion of freedom where, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but like when you have a full-time job, you have to be there. Like no
Yes.
one no like now for me, no one is like, "Sam, where are you? Where's your videos?" Like, and I was excuse me, living that life for many years. I started going to the Verge office in 2012, and then 2012, 13, 14, 15, and then 15, 16, 17, I was going to the Mashable office. Like I was getting, I was showing up at the Verge office 8 a.m. and I lived that life. And so when that, what's up, do when that just sort of gets turned off, flipped upside down like a light switch, it's like all of a
Yeah.
sudden I had to go to an office. All of a sudden I don't have to go to an office. And I think there's probably other content creators that can resonate with it. Maybe not specifically live streamers because they just sit at their computer. But like content creators, like you got to motivate yourself and you got to like do this all yourself. No boss is going to come emailing you saying, "Why are you late for work? Where are you?
Well,
What are you doing?" So yeah.
I totally get that. Totally, because I think you have to do your own work and you have to do everything, and it's only a one person job. But when you're able to make income from this and maybe you grow your channel size, you can have someone to make your thumbnails or
Correct.
your streams or this or that, and that will help you and hire an editor and all that stuff when you're getting the money and the income and all that stuff. And then you
Yeah,
have to become your own boss and then take charge. Yeah.
exactly right.
Any regrets of becoming a full-time creator and quitting your job?
No, no, I don't think so. No, no, no. No.
Um,
I definitely go ahead.
no, I was just curious.
I think I'm sort of proud to look back
Yes,
at the work that I've done, as a 19-year-old joining Engadget, as a 21-year-old joining, This Is My Next, The Verge, as a 25-year-old joining Engadget, joining Mashable. I sort of just kept
basketball.
going with the flow. And now as a 31-year-old content creator, I feel proud that, I've built a library of content on Instagram. I've been tweeting for way too long.
Way too
YouTube,
long.
obviously.
Yeah,
And I'm sort of I'm not sort of, I am proud of the work that I've done in the past. So definitely no regrets there. It's pretty humbling to be able to look back on the Verge's YouTube channel, on my own YouTube channel,
yeah,
and just sort of look back and you have these like memories in a sense. It's not just like a picture in your camera roll, Sam. It's like an entire video. It's like I created this piece of content at that period of time, whether it was under the Sam Sheffer umbrella, whether it was under the Verge umbrella. I think it is just at the core me. So this stage in my life just feels like I'm just sort of still going with the flow. This feels like this is sort of what I'm supposed to be doing these days. Um, and I will just sort of continue going with the flow. Who knows? Anything can
yeah.
happen, Sam. Anything can happen.
Did you ever fear that quitting your job wasn't a smart choice, like at the beginning of being a solo content creator?
Yeah, 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 of course. I was going from steady income, paycheck every 2 weeks to
Nothing.
$0. Literally nothing, Sam.
Yeah,
Exactly, literally nothing. So I did save money though. Shout out to my mom. She sort of helped me save money. I literally just saved money with her. She was my bank. I just gave her money every month. I said, "Mom, just take this money. I will need this in 6 months." And then I was ready to quit my job. I had some money saved up, and I kind of just, as the TikTokers say, I just sent it, just full send on. But like, I think that I was in a position. I didn't start from zero because I had
True.
built a social following for the last my whole 7, 8, 9 years of working
Years.
in tech media, where
Totally.
like I I I just said I didn't start from 0. I had 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. And yeah, at first it was definitely like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm not just like leaning on a job for income. This is now my entire existence is like doubling, tripling,
Totally.
quadrupling, quintupling down on like me content, like everything is about me now. It's where it's like everything that I did before then was like for Mashable Snapchat, Mashable live stream. Before that was like The Verge, running Verge's Twitter, running Verge's Snapchat. But I still had me, Sam Sheffer, as a human on those social media platforms. It was just like I work for, Mashable, Engadget, The Verge. Now I work for Sam.
Yeah. When you first became a content creator, did you have any fear of not making any money?
Yes, without a doubt in my mind. Yeah, yeah. Because you don't know, YouTube AdSense is okay.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think for a lot of YouTubers, it makes them incredible money. I think for a lot of YouTubers, it doesn't make them incredible money. And I just think that I think that the fear was sort of a catalyst also to just like get to work. Like what's the point of being afraid and whatever? Just like the only person that's going to make me money is me. So it's like gotta, talk to brands, gotta post
Yeah.
content, got to effectively just get to work.
So I just want to say we're wrapping this up because I know you have to go soon.
I will eat dinner directly after the stream. I think I will literally order food in the next 2 minutes and then go eat
so
it.
yeah. So we're gonna end in like 3 minutes. So I
Cool.
just really want to say thank you to everyone that has been watching the show. If anyone has any more questions, one last question, and yeah, remember to
Thank you,
follow
Sam.
Sam.
Thank
This
you.
was
Thank you.
one of my favorite interviews actually
Thank
of all
you.
time, and I've been
Thank you.
interviewing a lot of people
Thank you, Sam. I
for over a
appreciate
year.
that.
Like,
I appreciate
no
that.
joke. This goes
Thank
down
you.
in history.
Also, I just want to say, Sam, as a content creator myself,
Yeah,
and as someone that just so happens to have the same name that you do, um, dude, this was so seamless and
yeah,
easy. And you sent me one link, I clicked it. I didn't even have to unmute or configure anything. And good transitions. You have the questions ready to go. You ask good questions. The stream looks awesome. So, just thumbs up. Thank you
professional.
for being so professional, dude. This was like, this felt very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Um,
that's coming. That's great coming from a, a big YouTuber that knows pretty big names that has big standards. So thank you
I
so much.
I I of course. I know a thing or two about
Yes.
making content on the internet, but don't forget, Sam, like
Yeah.
I think people sort of forget that, or just don't really care or look past the fact that, like, at some point I wasn't a full-time YouTuber. If you would have known Sam at The Verge in 2014, that was me, Sam at The Verge. If you liked
Yeah.
what I did at The Verge, great. And now I've just sort of, I'm like a Pokemon, I'm fourth generation, Engadget, Verge, Mashable, now Sam Sheffer, like fourth generation Pokemon, even though those don't really exist, I think. Maybe they do. Um, I'm just reading some of these comments. Wow, my mom's in here. Thanks, mom. What are the chances that my mom is in here? She pays
Wow.
attention. Thanks, mom. Thank you.
Wow.
Also, yeah, Sam, I don't even know how you're putting these comments on the stream, and like it all looks so good. It's so professional.
Thank
Dare
you.
I
Thank you.
say, dare I say, even better than my stream.
And on our next call, we can talk about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And also, Sam, seriously, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Um,
no problem.
that Discord call that we had, like
Yeah,
learning from you, Sam, is incredible because you're over 10 years younger and you have your fascination and your just you care about this stuff and it it
yeah,
it, it shows and you were able to teach me about OBS sources on your phone. I didn't know I can go live outside, and I just, I'm glad you hit sign up for that and you taught me that on that
yeah.
members only live stream. So thank you, Sam.
Yeah, totally. And I really want to say thank you to everyone, and I will see you in the next one.
Take
Bye.
care, everyone.